This is another edition of T.H.E.M.ES Agenda this week, a special report that focuses on the activities and achievements of the T.H.E.M.ES Agenda of Lagos State Governor, 87th in its series. Lagos State is one of the world's largest and leading economies, and the state government is now resting on its oars as it keeps working round the clock towards creating opportunities for investment, employment, and wealth creation. The state is also one of the first points of entry into the country through its international local airports and seaports, which makes investment and tourism in the state easy through the various infrastructure and rising population. In today's special report on T.H.E.M.ES Agenda this week, Zainab Adebeshi of our News and Current Affairs Department focuses on the impact of the Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration in the area of wealth creation and employment, representing the M component of the T.H.E.M.ES Agenda of the Governor of making Lagos 21st century economy. The Ministry of Wealth Creation and Employment was created through Executive Order of 17th June 2015 as part of the creation, abolition, and realignment of ministries and departments and agencies of the state government, with a vision to be an enabling institution that creates sustainable wealth for Lagos citizens. The ministry is to promote and sustain entrepreneurship and employment through effective use of wealth creation strategies and resources by collaborating with all stakeholders. To realize this vision, the Sanwo-Olu administration launched a State Employment Trust Fund, W, an initiative to help women birth their dreams into reality. The scheme targets between 5,000 and 10,000 women. The initiative came into being through a partnership between Access Bank and Lagos State Employment Trust Fund, and the accessible funds have been increased from 4 to 10 billion naira. The loan with the cheapest interest rate in the country can be accessed at any of the 57 Lagos State Employment Trust Fund locations across the state through completion of forms at any of their offices or online to commence the screening process for obtaining loans. While presenting checks to 794 beneficiaries of the Employment Trust Fund, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu stated that the initiative is meant for those who require access to cheaper funds to actualize their dreams.
We are hoping that we can bring all of those experiences, those skills forward, especially for our very many teeming youths, and go about creating that opportunity for them, especially in this very difficult time of the COVID-19 pandemic. It's now more than ever before that the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund is needed. Now more than ever before that our citizens, our small businesses need us, right? For them to be able to reflect their businesses and for them to get back and begin to employ and sustain livelihood for themselves and for their family. And so you can be rest assured that laws will be reviewed and money will be provided for you.
The Lagos State government, through the Ministry of Wealth Creation, has not only created wealth for Lagosians, but also created various employment opportunities in the state. Apart from employing people, the ministry, through its many aids and training, also turned people, most especially the youths, to employers of labor. In February, Commissioner for Wealth Creation and Employment, Yetunde Arobieke, called on the youth population to embrace agriculture business as a means of empowerment and self-dependence in view of the economic situation in the country. The ministry recently embarked on a mentorship seminar organized by the Lagos State Government for youths with the theme, Agripreneur Strategy for Wealth Creation, one of the numerous strategies being deployed by the ministry to reduce the unemployment rate among residents, especially the youth population. It is also aimed at encouraging youths to channel their vigor, strength, intellect, and energy to profitable ventures rather than engage in frivolities, saying there is need for more involvement of the youth population in the business of agriculture to boost the sector of the economy, while young entrepreneurs see agriculture as a lifestyle as well as a business that requires focus and hard work. Participants at the seminar were tutored on the need to understand the intricacies involved in the agribusiness, in addition to the need for a good management strategy. Earlier in the year in March, the President Administration through the Ministry graduated 1,140 youths on digital literacy with the aim of empowering and equipping unemployed youths with digital entrepreneurship skills. Commissioner for Wealth Creation and Employment, Yetunde Arobieke, opined that the aim of the initiative is to drive and ensure youth's readiness for the future workplace, noting that the fallout of the talent discovery in conjunction with Messrs. Digital Age Consultants Limited is to engage unemployed youths and to utilize the benefit of the endowed talent to the generality of the state.
The program was held in the 5 divisions, and you see a lot of youths attending from the 1 to the head. So what that says is that our youths are ready. So I want to say Mr. Governor is equally willing to assist them.
Over 2,000 artisans who were members of the Lagos State Council for Tradesmen and Artisans (LASCOTA) were also trained on modern-day best practices needed to develop their skills, knowledge, and boost production. The program will further help bridge the job scarcity gap among the teeming population in the state and enhance the employability skills of the beneficiaries in the areas of teamwork, time management, and good communication skills. The Sanwo-Olu administration is already mapping out plans to create various hubs like the Leather Hub, Fashion Hub, amongst others, to give room for various individuals to showcase their skills and also to promote use and patronage for made-in-Nigerian products. Commissioner for Wealth Creation, Yetunde Arobieke, hinted that various retraining will still be organized to ensure that concerned artisans become technologically driven and garner enough skills that are up to global best practices.
We've spoken to all of them. We sat them and we're about to do this. Are you with us? They said they are with us. So that gives us an impression that we're going to upskill so many people in that sector. Then we want to establish the fashion hub. We want to establish the fish hub. We want to encourage our people to do things, with a new knowledge of the way it's been done. So that at the end of the day, our name still will be ringing in places outside Nigeria that something good is happening in Nigeria.
It is pertinent to note that the state government has not only shown interest in developing the capacities of university graduates, but also lends credence to the value attached to the contributions of tradesmen and artisans in the state, who are often described as members of the informal sector and the engine that drives the economy of the state. They work towards the realization of a common purpose, which is building a vibrant informal sector for sustainable economic growth. Also, the ministry, in partnership with West African Vocational Education Academy WAVE, had a training program for 250 unemployed youths on employability skills after holding an exhibition and fashion event for previous trainee graduates who had participated in the program. Also, to assist youths, micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs in Lagos, the state government promised to create more avenues for the state's database to enhance productivity and boost businesses, which will also promote economic growth at no cost. The programs embarked upon by the ministry to alleviate poverty among residents are innumerable. The Lagos State Graduate Internship Program also kicked off with eligible residents between ages of 20 and 35 years who were paid a sum of 40,000 naira for 6 months. Another step taken by the Sanwo-Olu administration is the Lagos State Graduate Internship Placement Program, alias GIPP, through which 2,000 youths have been empowered and already 1,275 companies have indicated their willingness to take on the interns after their training, which will enhance productivity and promote economic growth of the state. Graduates who have completed their NYC program and possess their Lagos State Residence Registration Agency (LASROCAT) are encouraged to key into the program through the dedicated link gipplasg.lagosstateg.gov.ng state.gov.ng to afford them the lifelong opportunity that the state government will be rolling out in phases, as 4,000 youths will be employed under this program. The youths will also be trained on office ethics before they are being observed by the various agencies they are posted to under the Lagos State Civil Service. The ministry also embarked on the cash transfer program, an initiative of the federal government, which the Lagos State government embraced in April 2020. Under this scheme, indigent residents of the state are paid 5,000 naira monthly. This program has been launched in 6 local government areas: Amuwo-Dofi, Akpapa, Lagos Island West, Lagos Island East, Ekpe, Ibejuleki, and Badagry. The Lagos State government, through its Ministry of Wealth Creation and Employment, also keyed into the N-Power program, one of the national social intervention program of the federal government, targeted at unemployed young Nigerian youths between the ages of 18 and 35. It kicked off in Lagos State in February 2017 with a total of 20,847 for both batches A and B. The beneficiaries in Lagos have worked in various sectors, including health, agriculture, teaching, and other variants of the scheme, which includes N-Build, N-Tech, and N-Agro. Recently, a sensitization workshop was held for exited Lagos State N-Power beneficiaries as a way to wrap up to the program and further chart a career path for future prospects. It is worthy to note that the ministry also provided succor to residents during the ravaging pandemic with provision of post-COVID-19 palliatives to artisans and tradesmen in the state. The beneficiaries of the various programs put in place by the state government commended the efforts of the government for creating profitable avenues to eradicate poverty, unemployment, and also find lasting solutions in boosting not only the state economy, but that of the country as a whole.
We're taught emotional intelligence. We also taught how to manage our expectations. Most of these companies need people that can also time manage themselves. We're taught how to manage things. We even taught how to be an employer of our own.
So when I heard about this program at my local government in Lagos, we were told Lagos State want to sponsor 50 graduates. I said a graduate, mechanic. I studied banking and finance in LASU. I said, how would this one? I'm not a science student. How will I say, okay, let me give it a try.
The years I went through school, I'm not saying it's not important, but I think it was much of theory. This actually showed us how to use these things for an employer so that you'd be employable. It gave us the practical side.
Some Lagosians also expressed their opinions about the giant strides of the Lagos State government through the Ministry of Wealth Creation and Unemployment.
The Ministry for Wealth and Employment Creation in Lagos State, the creation of that ministry in the first place is a good thing for the state and the unemployed youth, because that means you're having a government that is trying to refocus and redistribute wealth and empowerment across this population.
Actually, when you see what is going on in the country right now, the youth have faced a lot of unemployment, and when you look at the preparation of the Lagos State government towards the Wealth Creation Ministry, we see that they are in line, in top gear to ensure that we tackle unemployment in Nigeria, especially in Lagos State. But with the line of Lagos State government to the Ministry of Wealth Creation and Employment, we see that a better change is coming to our state, which is Lagos State.
I would they are trying.
Even across of creating what's called student internships and the rest, and also providing jobs through SMEs and supporting businesses, and also through empowerment, youth empowerment, and providing skills like tailoring and the rest, fashion design and the rest, and carpentry. They've done much like that to help reduce the unemployment rate in Nigeria. But more needs to be done by maybe you have private and public partnership, in the sense that private entities have to partner with the government institutions to also facilitate students and people to gain more expertise or knowledge about entrepreneurship skills. And
the Governor Sanwo-Olu-led administration is leaving no stone unturned to empower youths, artisans, graduates, and women in the state through all its empowerment programs and platforms. Lagos residents should continue to avail themselves with the opportunities provided through all these ideas and programs as Lagos strives to become a 21st century economy. On this note, we come to the end of today's special report on T.H.E.M.ES Agenda this week, with focus on Governor Sanwo-Olu's administration's efforts on wealth creation and employment. For feedback, you can follow us on all our social media platforms. Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961. Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe and watch us live on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. This program is a production of Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Adiola Akindele.
You just listened to another edition of T.H.E.M.ES Agenda this week, which focused on the activities and achievements of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration through the Ministry of Wealth Creation. There will be a repeat broadcast just after the news at 9.
What do you see? Our music's washed up, it's probably been in the sea. Mediocrity is overrated and talent is understated. And the show we call golden gold is gold plated. It's straight from everything we are envisioning. I'm the only hip hop sense of reasoning. Those others can drop bars, they're still in prison, and it's obvious they're lacking the sauce. They need some seasoning. I hope you're listening because I won't repeat them.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM.
From the lead, then I grab the mic and I've been praying, coughing for the beats, getting coughing for the beats while they're bluffing in the tweets. Rude, but I've been nothing to a G. They want to speak about the coffin that's choking in the seats, not the lights. I press the button, the button in the fridge. I wrote it all.
Time check, it's 27 minutes before 5 o'clock.